How's it going, guys? My name is Lost, and welcome to another Kingdom Hearts Union Cross video. So we got an update today in JP, but finally the first global JP competition thing that is happening has finally ended in JP. Global has the double Lux for the entire day today, so we are most likely going to find out sometime throughout the week this week whether or not JP won or Global won. We're going to see, so it's going to be very interesting. It's either going to be that, you know, if JP wins, I'm calling it now, there's going to be a lot of saltiness on Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, etc., etc. And if Global wins, then of course they're going to get all cocky about it and be like, yeah, you know, JP are cheaters and everything like that, etc., etc. And to be honest, the thing is though, we as the players, we're just the players, you know. We don't control anything that happens when it comes to whatever it is that Square Enix does for their two versions of the game. So you got to understand that, you know, don't hate on the players. The players are just playing the game just as much as you guys, the global players, are as well. So do think about that this wasn't anything related towards the player base, but more of just Square Enix and whatever the heck they are doing over there. So don't forget that, because I know that, like I said, either one of those two things are gonna happen, and you guys already know that I am like pretty much very honest with you guys. So that's the only reason why I decided to start that off, just letting you guys know about the little information. So anyways, before we get on to the update video, if you're wondering what in the hell happened to me with my head and everything else on me, you know, I was basically procrastinating on, you know, getting a trim, getting a haircut, and yesterday I decided to let my girlfriend, I decided to let her cut my hair, and since we didn't really know the measurements of the clippers and whatnot, because they were in millimeter, and usually whenever I go to a hairstylist, barbershop, whatever, I usually say like, okay, like I want a number 1 all the way around, and I want a number 4 straight down, and then, you know, just snip in the front, and that's it, you know, we're good to go. Yeah, so this is the result. As what you can see there, it is extremely short. It looks like I just got out of boot camp from the military. So I know I'm gonna get a lot of comment sections of like, what in the hell happened to you? But yeah, the only permanent thing that, you know, because of course hair does go back, so I mean it's gonna take like a week or so to actually get back to its normal state that I would prefer it to be. But the one thing that I am actually gonna start keeping off is the mustache that I had. It wasn't really like a full-on mustache. I mean, you know, I had hair going on it, but I think from now on I'm gonna keep this as trim and off as possible, and I'm just gonna keep this right here, and then, you know, well, I guess I have to you know, deal with that for the next 2 weeks. But of course, my girlfriend does feel a little bit bad about it, but I told her, I mean, it's not her fault. We just didn't know the actual measurements and sizes and whatnot for the clippers. So yeah, if you're wondering about that, that's your answer. So what can you do? At least I don't need a haircut anymore, and it saved me like 15 bucks. But anyways, guys, after all of that, let's go ahead and jump into this small little update that we got in JP. I'm just so glad that the first raid week of this whole competition thing is finally over, and I did manage to get to level 450, so that's 5,000 jewels right there for me, so that's pretty sweet. But anyway, so we see, as you guys can see, we have a lot of things, but I'm gonna click the bottom one because I think that's what we are trying to go for today. So let me click that real quick and see if that's the right one. Okay, well, this is kind of like the second right one. So basically, the first week of the raid competition for the whole, you know, global thing has finally ended for JP's side. Like I said earlier in this video, Global has yet to finish theirs. They will be finishing theirs later tonight. But pretty much for this week, it's going to be a little bit different, where we're going to be taking on the Union Cross Challenge. So if you guys don't know, previously we used to have it so that we would only get a large amount of Lux during Union Cross. This time they did a little bit differently. But before we go into that though, I do want to talk about some reprint banners that came back a little bit early than to what a lot of people expected they were going to do. But the stained glass medals are back, guys, and basically with the stained glass medals, shout out to Roboloid as always for the translation, man. Thank you so much for helping the community out. But yes, so for the stained glass medals, they return on 6 separate reprint banners. It's almost the same deal as before. Get a trade medal per pull and the real stained glass in 5 pulls or less. So basically it's a 5 mercy pull, but there is no free pull this time like it did when it first originally came out. So, you know, don't accidentally click that button thinking that this is a 5 mercy pull, because it is not. As you'd expect, the mercy counters have been reset since last time. So yeah, if you did get to like, if you needed like one more pull to be able to pull on the actual stained glass metal itself, pretty much it got reset, so it's back up to the 5 mercy pulls. So guys, judging by the prime metals that we recently got, which was the KHUx 17 and prime, what is it, illustrated axle, I would say this might be a skippable banners. Only because like those metals, the 2 prime metals right now, they do, in my opinion, even though they don't, well, for KHUx 17 that doesn't max out everything when it comes to the upright buffs and debuffs. But the only difference between prime axle and, or like the biggest difference, which is why you know, KHUx 17 does not get the max debuffs and buffs, is that it's AoE. Axle is single target. So, you know, if you're wondering to yourself why is it that you know, it's not the same, the exact same as prime illustrated axle, that's why. That's like the biggest reason why. So in a way, it was to try to keep the things balanced out, but that's just my opinion. That's just the way that I see it, and I'm just letting you guys know my opinions on it. But if you already pulled for those, or you are in the process of pulling for those 2 metals, or actually it's just KHUx 17 at the moment, I would say these stained glass metals are skippable. But if you do have the extra jewels and you would like to, you know, specifically keep these metals for, say, PvP or Coliseum, or if you want to get some trait metals out of it, even though for a trait metal for 3,000 jewels, it's a little much. If this was a falling price deal, it wouldn't be too bad of a, it wouldn't hurt the amount of jewels that you do have. So you know what I mean? You'll still have that extra 1 free pull for something else in the future. So in my opinion, I think these are skippable, especially if you're trying to focus on KHUx 17. If you're not, I still think that you should save your jewels and wait to see what will come out on Thursday, because as you guys already know, we already got reverse power, we got upright magic, so there's either going to be a reverse or upright speed metal coming out on Thursday. That's what I'm predicting, because that's pretty much how they usually do it with trio metals. If they're focusing on magic, speed, and metal, or excuse me, magic, power, and speed, is that they release them like week by week. So do think about that. But if you don't pull on these banners, then, you know, props to you. Because that way, you know, you wait it out to see at least until Thursday morning, whenever the tweet comes out for JP on what metals actually do come out. So do think about that though. Anyways, the other thing, the final little thing that came out for the update, and this is talking about the Union Cross raid week, was that this time, instead of us gathering a huge amount of Lux to be able to, I guess, beat the competition or whatnot, you know, with parties and rankings and everything like that, this time they're doing it a little bit differently. Instead of gathering Lux, the way they are basing on which version of the game is going to win is based on the amount of times Union Cross is played. Now, with the whole Union Cross, like, I guess the change that they're doing it for this week, basically, it's a battle to see who can run the most Union Cross missions this week. I believe they are still doing the whole 30-minute bonus hour where you do get a huge amount of Union Cross coins, so that way you can unlock all of these all of these Union Cross boards. Judging by what it says here in the notice, it seems like those 30-minute hours are not going to be too much affected. I am curious to know, because the thing is though, in JP we only get 2 30-minute of the bonus double Union Cross coins, where in Global they get 4 times per day. So I'm really curious to know if Global is actually going to cut that by 2, or if they're going to keep it the same. Because if Global keeps it the same, then in my opinion, I'm calling it right now, the way that I see it, I feel like Global might actually win this second stage of this whole like global competition thing that's going on right now. So I'm very curious to see if tomorrow they're either going to cut it off and keep it the same for JP and Global as 2 and 2, or they're going to keep it as 2 and 4. But anyways, aside from the whole global competition going on right now, we are getting the Diamond Dust Keyblade booster. So that is going to be our 3rd final booster for this month. So if you do have some strong medals for your Diamond Dust Keyblade, then you are pretty much set. If you made that your primary damaging Keyblade for PvP, then you're good to go. You made one hell of a right choice, and I did the same thing as well, where I made my Diamond Dust Keyblade my first Keyblade whenever I fight players in PvP. So Diamond Dust does get the Keyblade booster for this week. Alongside with that, guys, you do also get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Union Cross boards, and in those boards we finally get a new avatar piece, which is the Charity Hug, which attaches to your arm, and this Charity Hug boosts the critical rate by 5. So we finally got ourselves a new critical perk for our avatar itself. So this is definitely something that can be used in your PvP or in Coliseum. So that's pretty cool. If you haven't gotten a critical rate perk skill, whatever you call it, in Union Cards for a very good minute now. Now, quote me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what I think. I don't think we've actually gotten any critical boosts or whatnot for a good minute. But anyways, that's about it. That's gonna be it for the update, guys. Again, good luck to everybody for both the JP and Global when it comes to this week's global competition for Union Cross. And again, just, you know, quick reminder that this is not based on Lux. This is going to be based on how many times you do Union Cross. Anyways, guys, I hope we enjoy this video. And if you did, give it a like and subscribe. And as always, guys, I will see you guys in my next video.